captain, the Lions. He's done everything on his CV, and yet there's one thing missing, and it's out there.
Yeah, it is, and he'll want to have a good World Cup, not alone for the team, but for himself. And you know, that pressure is on them all. And speaking with the players yesterday, I met them when I arrived in Taranaki here. They're highly charged and really excited about getting going here.
Well, get going we do. Jonathan Sexton sends it up, and Hayden Smith, the Saracens' second row, gratefully receives. Petrie, born and bred in New York, so he knows all about the emotions of the day. Good take from Jamie Heaslip. He's got a point to prove. Of course, he was ignored for the 2007 squad. Cross kick from Sexton. Oh, almost working. It's gone backwards, but no Irish hand able to secure the ball.
Yeah, it was a great take from Heaslip there, and quick ball, and you can see the way Sexton started looking to kick the ball straight across field to Tommy Bowe, who's, you know, he's really good at fielding those high balls. So, you know, interesting start from Ireland.
And you can hear this crowd. It really is, well, we can see so many green flags around us. I'm sure there's USA fans in there as well, but it's the Irish voices that are singing loudest at the moment.
15 minutes
from the Eagles is going to set up this first scrum. Now, it has been lashing down here in Taranaki over the last 6-7 hours. Intermittent rain for the last 24, but from about 9 o'clock this morning, it has really deposited so much rain on that turf, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the forwards in particular can get their studs into that for scrum time.
Ireland need to get a really good platform in the set piece, and you know, the USA struggled a little bit in the Churchill Cup and scrum time, so it's, you know, there's been question marks over the Ireland scrum as well. So if they're to do well in this World Cup and in this game in particular, they need to get a really good set piece and attack the USA in the scrum.
And Stanfield getting ready to add his shoulder to the cause.
Touch, pause, England.
And inevitably, both front rows sniff the turf. There's 9 of this Irish lineup that haven't experienced World Cup rugby. How different is it compared to normal test matches, do you think, for these guys?
Yeah, it's definitely different. There's a great excitement about playing the World Cup, and all those guys will want to prove a point. But there's big pressure. It only comes around every 4 years, so they want to perform.
Well, you heard O'Sullivan saying about the pressure. Jamie Heaslip making the most of the Irish pressure up front. Look at that drive, and it gets the penalty. Stephen Perry's just making sure Conor Murray didn't get carried away. He knows that with Jonathan Sexton in the 10 shirt, well, with Ronan O'Gara in the 10 shirt, doesn't matter for Ireland, does it?
Doesn't matter, they're both good kickers, but that's a great scrum from Ireland. That's exactly what they'll want. They'll want to attack this USA scrum. It showed a lot of weakness in the Churchill Cup, and you can see it's a great shunt. Certainly went down to keep the ball in there, and a great return with a penalty straight away. And it's a great psychological blow as well for Ireland.
So the first opportunity, 4 points, goes to that man, Jonathan Sexton, 26 years of age. A great opportunity for him to show what he's about now on the world stage. He's done it for Leinster. We've seen it for Ireland in the Six Nations. Now he's at the top table. Now his chance to really establish his name in world rugby. Not going to happen with the first kick. The sighter not coming off.
Let's hope that's not a sign of things to come. When we looked at the English game last night, England-Argentina, all the kicks that were missed there.
And that was indoors.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, today we have got a strong breeze, which is, I think, when we left the pitch was going as you're looking on your screens, going from right to left, so it should be helping Sexton in this first half. But as we saw yesterday in that Scotland-Romania game, The wind can be a fickle thing in these parts, and it may well be that the kickers really need to take the sure shots and not the balls from a distance. Great break from Keith Earls, looking for the support. It's gone into the hands of the USA, but Keith Earls slicing through the defence. Paul Emmerich clearing his lines. Gordon Darcy back on duty to pick the loose ball up. Good confidence boosting run for Keith Earls there.
Yeah, it's a great start.
Murray threatening the fringe defence, looking for the gaps. Keeps the ball moving. Jordan Murphy, great to see him out here. Driscoll puts it through, and Roland Siniola is forced back to his own 5.
And that's a good return for Ireland. It wasn't the best kick out in the world out of O'Driscoll, but Ireland have the line out now, and they'll want to attack scrum and line out, as I said. Get them all going here against the USA and take them on around the fringes early on in the game. That's what Ireland will want to do. They'll want to set a platform for the backs. You know, let's hope that, you know, I wouldn't like to see Ireland throwing the ball around too much too early. You know, we need Ireland to be dominant. They need to be dominant against the USA and set a good platform.
Looks like the head of Shane Jennings did a bit of damage to his own man there. Back on his feet and eager to get his hands on the ball. Look at the line he took. Well,
there's probably a question mark there with you know, Tommy Bowe, but
he made the most of it.
It was okay. Yeah, he did. Yeah, certainly I think it was okay. It's a shame that Pete Earls didn't hold on to the ball though and set up a ruck there.
There is Eddie O'Sullivan alongside his coaching crew. To drive them all. Patience from the Irish pack. Looks like they may have made some headway. The Eagle scrum splintering alarmingly there.
Obstruction. No advantage. Number 2 in and collapse. Number 2 side and collapse.
Teal, I think, who's been called for pulling it down.
Yeah, it's a great take in the line out from O'Connell, and a great driving maul. They really caused the USA a lot of problems there, and referee penalised him for pulling it down, so it's interesting to see they're kicking to the corner now.
Interesting early call from O'Driscoll.
Yeah, I think Paul O'Connell would probably be overruling O'Driscoll there after that last maul. Ireland will be confident they can get over the line here.
It's an interesting strength, I suppose, that you have 2 captains.
Yeah, well, they do work well together.
That personality.
Absolutely, they work well together. They're both really good leaders, and when they both play for Ireland, they do particularly well.
Take at the back from Ferris, offloaded immediately, around comes Tom Court. Bundled to the ground by Todd Clever. Ball still there for Ireland. The forwards starting with pace and power. Court goes again. Murray allowing Donnacha O'Callaghan to feed his second row partner. Now it spins again left. Sexton, O'Driscoll trying to get the ball wide. Ngwenya up so quickly. Good defensive work from the Biarritz flyer. Not known for his defensive prowess, but doing what was needed there. Jordan Murphy trying to spin out of the tackle. Eagles just forcing Ireland back a bit. And forcing Ireland to set again. Sexton changes the option. I think Tommy Bowe was ahead of the kicker there.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see Ireland attacking open side and then coming back down the blind side a couple of times there. It's obviously a tactic or a ploy that they have. Some great pick and drives there, and Otto were penalised there for being ahead of the kicker. But if O'Driscoll could have got that pass away, it was a certain try.
Well, it was that man Ngwenya that made sure it didn't get away. He's noticeably bulked up since the last World Cup. And of course he made such a memorable addition with that try against Brian Habana in Montpellier.
And I can assure you it hasn't lost on of his pace. I played against him last year.
Murphy, has he got his pace? Yes. John to Earls, Murray up in support. Good work from the young scrum half. He's been buzzing around this first 9-10 minutes or so, keeping himself in the game, and steps in as deputy scrum half. Sexton looking for his runners. It's Ferris who offers once again. Lazy runners from the Eagles. I think it was Hayden Smith on that occasion.
Yeah, and it's good ball retention from Ireland. Again, they seem to, you know, the Americans seem to be shooting up on the outside, so I think Ireland are doing the right thing by being direct, running hard. Good carry there from Ferris. And you know, the USA second row there, he's just stands up in the tackle, and it's a straightforward penalty, a poor penalty. Eddie O'Sullivan won't be pleased with that.
Hayden Smith, of course, one of two players in this American side, or American squad I should say, that plays Premiership rugby. Chris Wiles not fit enough for selection today, but they're hoping he's going to be back by Thursday for that game with Russia. As you can see, the heavens have opened once again.
He's a good player, Hayden Smith. He's had a, you know, signed a new 2 or 3 year contract with Saracens, so he's made an impression in the Premiership, and you know, Saracens are a very strong team, so that's he is a very good player.
Sexton to break the duck, but this time he flirts with the right hand upright. Well, the Irish fans not happy with their start from the tee, much as they will be pleased with their play in open surroundings.
Yeah, he'd be pretty disappointed with that, Johnny Sexton, and
It got checked down from the sideline.
it was, although it was a long way out, it was you know, more or less straight in front for him, so it's 0 from 2 so far, which is disappointing because Ireland have started really well.
And if that wasn't, that one certainly is. Tommy Bowe really struggling with the wet ball. Ironic grin on the face of the Ospreys winger. Good to see him back on the park. Struggled with injury through August with his foot, and of course missed out on the last World Cup, similarly through injury. Here's John van der Giesen. Bath supporters may recognise him in his short spell with the West Country Club, made a really positive impact. And now back in his country's colours, and alongside Hayden Smith, has got to lock this USA scrum. The first one went back at a rate of knots. Nick Johnson doing very well to pick up, get the ball away as quickly as possible. Paul Emerick. Ulster fans will remember him. About a year ago, he was signed as injury cover for Andrew Trimble. Trimble, of course, on the bench this afternoon. Andrew Suniola, the brother of the fly half, sets the ball back eventually. A little bit of indecision from the Eagles, forcing Petrin at the kick, but Ngwenya, whenever Ngwenya's around, there is danger.
Yeah, there's always danger when a ball is kicked in behind. His pace is unbelievable. You see a quick throw from Ireland there to Darcy.
And moving this game on a pace, a determined philosophy obviously to keep the Eagles moving.
Going back there to the play before that, you see he's a really physical, abrasive player, Paul Emerick, and he made a great carry there, drove O'Driscoll back a few yards, so he's a key player for the USA.
A man who's really enjoyed his rugby around the world, really, clubs in New Zealand, Italy, Wales and Ireland.
He's a bit of a shooter in defence, and he's certainly today he's going to try and stop Darcy and O'Driscoll from making any headway.
The take from van der Giesen at the front. Clever in at the first receiver, in fact working as a rebound wall. Suniola trying to work Ngwenya into space. Up to halfway. And Nick trying to get past O'Driscoll, that's easier said than done. And giving away the penalty as well. We've talked and will talk, no doubt, long and hard about the merits of Brian O'Driscoll, but when you can tackle like an open side flanker like he does there.
He wasn't going to let Emerick drive him back that time. It was a great tackle. He turned him onto his back. Tommy Bowe comes straight in and on his feet and gets the penalty for Emerick for holding on. So it's a great defensive effort out of Driscoll and Bowe there.
As Taranaki gets its first version of the Fields of Athenry. Jonathan Sexton tries to move Ireland back into attacking position, courtesy of the defensive work of his skipper.
There's a great atmosphere here, just seeing all the Irish driving around in the